So the new Fitbit Inspire 3. Finally a color display on the Inspire line. Ever since I reviewed the Fitbit Luxe, everyone was asking when they will deliver that for the Inspire. And now they did. But is that enough? It's been a year since the Luxe and the price has decreased steadily. So why should you go for this one instead of the $120 Luxe? They are both dust and waterproof up to 50 meters. Have about the same size and pixels, but there's this difference. This year they boast their 10-day battery life on the new Inspire 3. And even with always on display, this tiny little fitness tracker can pull off 4 to 5 days from my testing. But I must say, always on feels kind of pointless with such a small device. I can imagine the need for it when you have a full-sized watch. But this thing is so tiny you barely notice it's there. So I would definitely turn that off. Even though it's useless in my opinion, they still have some nice effects for switching between always on and the regular on. For example, one clock design turns color off for always on, and then when you look at it again, it animates the color coming back to life, so to say. These are tiny details, but it's still pretty cool. Now what's also new is the 2 button lookalikes on the side. When touching both at the same time, you either wake up the screen if you have the wrist motion off, or you go back to the main screen when you're in settings. I think that's pretty handy and I've used it a lot. From the home screen you can scroll down to see the stats of the day, but that's of course optional since you can check that in the app. The haptic feedback while setting an alarm or a timer is still really good, so nothing to complain there. Of course, it still has the features from the other models too, like relaxing breathing exercises, different workouts, and because it's waterproof up to 50 meters, you can also take it for a swim. Not new, but still pretty cool are the different clock designs and they still look nice. But here's where my complaining begins. It takes so long for a clock face to load up on your Fitbit, it feels like it's 2010. When you're done adding the new clock face onto your Fitbit and you go outside for a walk, you can still see it's a small rectangle in the Fitbit and does not optimize the whole face area. I hear you talking, but what about battery life? It will suffer. And yes, that might be true, but aesthetics matter. And it's 2022. You could of course consider one of the other models of the Fitbit, but I really like this one. And I wish they would significantly update their aesthetic accordingly. Also, the band you get delivered with it feels really soft and does not irritate at all, but because of its material choice, it's not really easy to clean. It gets dirty and dusty real quick, and what frustrates me the most is that it's a type of dark greenish gray, not really black. Next to the Apple Watch, you can see what a black band looks like, and it's not the way Fitbit did it. I would also love it if they were to update the band itself. I much rather have a click type of band instead of the belt looking design they've been rocking for the past few years on this model. Of course, I could go on about the app and it's pushing Fitbit Premium still, but honestly, they changed it a bit and it's actually usable without Premium. You can see your sleeping stats up to a week ago, and I've not missed anything else, since it's such a simple tracker. If you really want to dive deep into the stats, you can do that with 6 months Premium for free. After that, it's $8.99 per month. And that's definitely not worth it. Now the blood oxygen sensor. I'm not really sure if it's actively measuring it within the menu that you can see if you swipe up on the Fitbit, or only when sleeping, since that is the metric you can see in the app. So whether the percentage in the dashboard on the Fitbits itself is an average, or if it's a live metric, I'm not quite sure. In comparison, on the Apple Watch you can open an app and wait for your oxygen levels there. That's much more foolproof, I'd say, because now it's quite confusing. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, can I recommend this? Yes, but in about 6 months or so, when it goes on sale. If you really want to put down the money for a tracker this size, look at other options. And if you really want to go Fitbit, the Fitbit Luxe with a reduced price feels and looks better. I still enjoy this Fitbit, but the price is a little steep for what it offers. But of course, that's just my opinion, and we can agree to disagree if you feel any other way. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. Not because of the YouTube play button, but because I really want to grow my YouTube audience. And because you're pretty awesome, so I want you on the team. For now though, have a fantastic day.